From Whittles Field at Archbishop Spalding, these are the MIAA A-Conference semifinals. Tonight, the Archbishop Spalding Cavaliers, the #1 seed, host the Eagles of McDonogh. I am Glenn Clark. My broadcast partner, Nick Testoni, will join me momentarily. On the line, a trip to the MIAA A-Conference Championship game. Here come the Cavaliers. Of course, next Friday night, 7:30 at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium, we will crown a champion in the A-Conference. These teams want to punch their ticket to that title game. Let us meet our players to watch for tonight's game. Nick Testoni, we begin with the visitors. Tell me a little bit about the Eagles, Mason Robinson.
Yeah, we talked about him last time. Mason Robinson, the senior, 6'4", 230. He is the leader on McDonogh's best defensive unit, the D-line. And he's got averaging over 9 tackles on the season, 9 sacks. He's going to Northwestern. This is the game changer for the Eagles.
Yeah, he's going to go to 100 tackles likely on the year tonight. For the Cavaliers, 2 players that have been so good, we got to go with both of them. We begin with wide receiver Max Moss.
Yeah, it's been his show all year. 15 total touchdowns, all receiving, averaging over 118 yards receiving on the year. And last time these two teams played, he connected on a nice 18-yard touchdown catch. See if he can repeat it tonight.
And he caught that pass from none other than the sophomore quarterback, Malik Washington.
Yeah, an excellent campaign from Washington in his sophomore year. 23 total touchdowns, just 6 interceptions. He's averaging over 260 yards passing. He's going to look to repeat his performance from the regular season against McDonogh tonight.
Those are your players to watch for tonight's game. Now our keys to the game, and for the visitors, Nick, they need to get off to a little bit better of a start.
Yeah, the Eagles, we said this last time too, they trailed 24-0 at halftime. Despite playing decently well, once it got to second half of the third quarter, they cut it to 24-12. That's as close as they could get it. They need to get off to a better start tonight.
Of course, that was a game in which the Cavaliers exercised the demons of last year, and they need to keep that in mind because our key for Archbishop Spalding tonight, don't look ahead.
Yeah, let's rewind a year ago, exact same position. The #1 seed hosting the semifinal game at home, and Damian Wilburn, senior, admitted to the Baltimore Banner. The team looked ahead a year ago, and they were looking for the championship game. Tonight, they need to focus on the McDonogh Eagles and take care of business.
Cannot be thinking about the fact they beat them 45-12 in the regular season because, as you pointed out, for a minute there in the third quarter, that became a very competitive game again, and McDonogh had the opportunity to try to rally back. If they can start a little bit better, they could make this interesting. The rain for now has cleared out. It has been a dreary day in the Baltimore area, but at the moment the rain has cleared out. We will see if it stays away for the rest of the evening. Just about set for this one. Right now we need to pause for our national anthem ahead of Archbishop Spalding and McDonogh in the A-Conference semifinals.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Whittles Field for the MIAA semifinals matchup between the #4 seed, the McDonogh Eagles, and your #1 seed, the Spalding Cavaliers. The winner of this contest will travel to Navy Stadium on November 18th for the MIAA A-Conference Championship. As a reminder, sportsmanship is an important part of any athletic contest. Please respect the student athletes, coaching staff, game personnel, and officials. Athletics play an important role in the character development of all involved. At this time, please stand and join me in prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Gracious God, we thank you for the opportunity to gather this evening as friends and opponents. May the weather continue to hold, our hearts continue to grow, and our faith in you everlasting. Grant us comfort as we continue to seek your love. Amen. At this time, please stay standing and release your hats for the playing of the national anthem.
Archbishop Spalding 9-1 on this season. They've won 9 straight, a perfect 6-0 in conference play, 5-0 here at home on the season. A week ago, they fell behind 14-0, but rallied to defeat Mount St. Joe 35-21. And the Eagles of McDonogh, 4-6 on the season, 3-3 in conference play. Their spot in the semifinals was not certain. They trailed Gilman 13-0 a week ago, but they too rallied, got a 34-13 win to punch their ticket to semifinal play tonight. Winner of this one advances to face the winner between Calvert Hall and Mount St. Joe. That game tomorrow at Mount St. Joe at noon. And the winners of these 2 semifinals square off next Friday night at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. Cavaliers, red shirts, white pants, white numerals, white helmets. Eagles in the white shirts with the black pants, the black helmets, and the orange numerals. The Cavaliers will be kicking left to right as we are just about set to get underway for this one. Very excited to bring it to you as Patrick Claiborne prepares to kick it off. Eagles have 2 men back to return, and this could be an issue tonight, Nick. The ball blows off. Might have to have a holder.
Be interesting to see how it affects the kicking game when it comes to field goals later, too, if they even attempt to try in the wind.
Yeah, you'd almost be surprised if they did. Santino Sanchez back to return, averaging 8.7 yards per kickoff return this year for the Eagles. This time the ball indeed stays on the tee, and we are underway in the A Conference semifinals as that one will go into the end zone for a touchback, and that will be where McDonogh takes over. And the story for the Eagles this season, Nick, has been their very talented freshman quarterback, Braden Palazzo.
Yeah, well, last time we saw him, he showed some real promise. 2 long touchdown strikes to Jefferson Exenor, but he threw 5 interceptions, which was the difference really in the game. So let's see if he can control the turnovers tonight.
148 to 271 on the year for 1,655 yards, 11 touchdowns, as well as 2 more on the ground. Eagles start with the ball at their own 25. First offensive play of the game. McDonogh trying to do what they did a year ago, pull off the upset, punch their own ticket into the A Conference Championship game. Palazzo under center. He pitches back. They're going to start on the ground. Not able to turn the corner at all. A gang of tacklers waiting to bring down Chase Green 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they tried just to pitch to the strong side. Cavaliers took away that plan immediately. They really set the edge there well.
Gio Boone, the senior linebacker, offers from Frostburg, Sacred Heart among others. Missed last week's game due to an illness. He's back tonight and off to a great start. 2nd and 15 from back at the 20. Gang going to go on the ground, and again, nowhere to go.
Penetration immediately right up the middle, and no chance.
Tackle by number 54.
This time in on the tackle, Ty McVicker,
3rd down.
junior defensive lineman. So immediately a 3rd and long. This ball marked all the way back at the 16. They got to get up to the 30.
Coming out trying to run the football, try to establish something, keep the ball out of the Cavaliers' hands. But they find themselves behind the sticks here, and they got to put the ball in the air, you'd think.
Again, it's Green in the backfield. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for the freshman Palazzo. He's going to have to throw. Looking downfield, he heaves it just a bit too far. Intended receiver was Jefferson Exenor. That's a pretty good way to start for the Cavaliers. Quick 3 and out. They'll get the ball back. Chance to make an early statement in this one.
Last time these 2 teams played, the Cavaliers did block a punt, so something to look out for here. There was all 3 phases of the game were very, very excellent for the Cavaliers last time, especially special teams. So don't think that a blocked punt is out of the question here.
Eagles set the punt. Snap was a little bit off, and boy, very fortunate they're able to get that off. Not going to be a lot on it, but it could have been disastrous, and actually the roll will help all the way out to the 38. Whew. all sorts of pressure in on that punt. Peter
McDonogh,
Kakinos
37-yard line.
amazingly able to get it away.
Cavaliers.
Well, here we go. This is the high-powered offense. We didn't mention it in the beginning, but Akeem Sims carried the ball 39 times last time these two teams played for over 180 yards. He is excellent inside the tackle and hitting the edge.
Malik Washington in the shotgun. Sims to his left, 3 receivers to his right. Washington will give to Sims. Sims, lots of room. It's about 5, maybe 6. So he'll be marked, and looks like the 32. Bring up second and short.
Yeah, and he's just so, it's very deceiving. He's very quick, smaller guy, but he runs like a power back.
Noah Ong's quickly, they go right back to work, and they get it very near first down yardage on that pass to the far sideline. First completion of the game, R.J. Newton. Let's see where they mark it.
R.J. Newton.
Looks like they're going to mark him just a bit short.
Forced out of bounds by number 4, Caden Harris.
Boy, it's, if anything, maybe inches short.
Here they go.
3rd and inches. They'll fake the give, and again, wide open. That's all they needed was a couple of yards, and they got it very quickly to the opposite side of the field. Just a smart timing route to Newton. First down, Cavaliers.
Tackled by number 8, Brandon Finney.
Newton, the unsung hero in this offense. Anytime they need about 6 to 10 yards, he always just sits down, and it's great timing he has with Washington.
He had 91 yards and a touchdown in the regular season win over McDonogh. Again, the give to Sims this time. Well, he's going to plow forward, keep going, pick up a couple, get inside the 20, into the red zone.
And last time they squared off, it was a little bit of trouble for the Cavaliers early on in between the tackles. It's a very talented defensive line for the Eagles, but right now they're going right up the middle at them.
So call it maybe a gain, even a 4, I'm going to call it. Bring up 2nd and 6 from the 18-yard line. Washington fakes the give to Sims. Washington looking to throw, now rolling out to his left. He didn't see anything he liked, so he runs out of bounds right about at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, tough. He don't want to throw the ball across the field against your body, but he had Kaufman actually wide open, streaking over the middle. Just couldn't see it.
So it looks like they're going to say he lost a couple. We'll call it 3rd and 7. 3rd and 7 from the 20. Cavaliers need to get down to about the 13-yard line. We don't have individual yard hashes here, and they're going to run. And it's not going to be there for Akeem Sims. Imagine that was the thought of saying, hey, it's 4-down territory. We got 2 plays to try to get it. They didn't get it on the first. They leave themselves 4th and manageable.
No sign of the kicking team, so that was the intended goal right there. They had Moss come in as an extra blocker.
Only a yard, maybe a yard and a half gain. So let's call it 4th and 6, maybe 4th and 5, right in that range. Big play early in this game. 3 receivers to the right. Oh, there was movement.
Yeah.
Movement up front. That's a killer.
Yeah, it looked like the Eagles were bringing maybe 7 there. They were bringing the pressure, and I don't know who it was exactly.
It looked like 72 Aaron Voles from here, but
maybe just got a little anxious there with the blitzers creeping up to the line.
So that pushes them back to 4th and 11. A lot of promise on this drive for the Cavaliers. Now they're in trouble. Need a huge completion. 4th and 11. Got the ball at about 24. Washington's got 2 receivers to either side. Back to throw. Washington under pressure, rolls out to his right. He's in trouble, and he loses his footing. He'll throw it away, but that won't get a first down. And the ball will go back the way of the Eagles here with 7:29 to play in the first quarter.
Major win for the Eagles defense with the starting field position at about the 38-yard line on their own side. Very good win. Another time, though, it looked like Washington stumbled. If he didn't stumble, he did have another man streaking over the middle of the field open, but just tripped up.
Would have been a tough throw to make across the body, but one that you would have been willing to take a chance on 4th down. Instead, it's first down for the Eagles as they'll have the ball at their own 24. So the Eagles defense holds. Teams that actually been converting on 4th down at a 46.8% clip this season against McDonogh. And Spalding had actually been very good, 61.5% on 4th down this season, but not able to convert there. The other side, Green eludes the first tackler. He will dive forward, maybe a gain of 2. It'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Made a nice jump cut just to avoid losing yards there. Green will get about 2.
Chase Green, 4 touchdowns, 495 yards on the year coming into tonight for the junior running back. McDonogh clearly trying to keep things a little under control here on the ground, not take a ton of chances early on that can turn into momentum plays the other way. Palazzo fakes the give, throws it outside, and turning and getting a couple of yards, maybe up to the 34, we'll call it, for Santino Sanchez. Yeah, pretty close to a first down marker.
Yeah, it's a long out route because they're throwing it to the far side of the field. They're marked up on the far hashes, but right now the defense Cavaliers are playing, they're not afraid of the long ball. Everything's compressed. Probably the furthest guy back is playing about 12 to 15 yards, so I'll see if McDonogh is anxious to take a shot.
And they do indeed give him the first down, so it brings up 1st and 10 from the 33. 1st and 10 from the 33. Palazzo throws it out into the flat, turning upfield. Big gainer, another first down for Sanchez, up to about the 45.
Yeah, it's a simple just give it to Sanchez in space on the outside and let him go, and he darts his way through for a first down, and now they got some momentum going here after the stop on 4th down and 2 first down pickups.
1st and 10 from their own 45 for the Eagles. Three receivers to the left this time, 1 to the right. Palazzo getting to a bit of a rhythm on this possession. Back to throw again. Palazzo didn't like what he saw, tries to run it, and he'll actually be tackled forward for a gain of 1.5.
Yeah, right now it seems to be just quick throws, and when it's not there, he decided to tuck it and take it himself, but they're trying to keep it under control here with the runs and getting the ball out of Palazzo's hands quick.
Brings up 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9. They'll say just a gain of 1, up to the 46. .5:39 remaining in this first quarter. Fast-moving first quarter here in the A-Conference semifinals. Palazzo again to throw into the flats. Got a man underneath. Turn it up to about midfield for Luke Miller. Gain of 4.
Tackle by number 2.
And I believe it was maybe the 3rd quarter last time, the last game, that the Eagles got possession over midfield, and now they're right there already. So this is one of their better drives we've seen in the first game and now this first quarter.
Trent Gillis in on the tackle for the Cavaliers. Brings up 3rd and 5 from midfield. Markers at the 45 of Spalding. Be interesting to see if they get close but not there. What they do, I would think they'd have to punt. A lot of momentum in play. They're going to put Green in motion out wide. Palazzo instead lobs it over into the middle, and
there it is.
Flag is out.
So this is pretty much a zero-man blitz. They just have everybody play man and get up close, and they brought the house, and Palazzo just lofted it up, and I believe it was just tangled feet, but it was enough that the referee threw the flag.
Exenor was the intended target on the pass. He draws the pass interference, which will give McDonogh a new set of downs as they continue moving here in this first quarter. Very impressive second possession of the game for the Eagles after they get the big 4th down stop. They have something cooking.
Well, complete flip of the script of last time they met.
15 yards on the penalty brings up 1st and 10 from the Spalding 35. They've already gained 40 yards on the drive.
Killing a lot of clock while they're doing so, too.
Tight end in this time to the right. Palazzo fakes the give, flings it out wide. He's got Sanchez. Sanchez eludes the first 2 tacklers, and he's going to plow forward for a first down.
Well, he avoids his own teammate Miller at first, who got pushed back on the block, and then he makes 2 other guys miss. So early start for Sanchez. He has been the guy going to the flats and letting him make moves in space on the outside.
Gain of 11 on the play. 1st and 10 from the 24. Eagles in a rhythm right now. Trying to do something they weren't able to do in the regular season meeting and score in the first half. Take a lead. They did not have a lead at all in that game. Palazzo back to throw again. He lobs it towards the end zone. It's underthrown and should have been intercepted. Not able to hang on, Tyler Brown.
It was just a go route on the outside, and he put way too much air underneath of it. And really very fortunate that they get to keep this football.
Covered by number 7, Jaden Shipp.
Tyler Brown, see the frustration. He had that one. Should have had a big momentum play here in the first quarter. Instead, Eagles hold on to possession, 2nd and 10 from the 24.
Tyler Brown, who had 2 interceptions in their last meeting.
Palazzo again to throw, thrown underneath this time to Miller. Miller trying to turn the corner and nowhere for him to go. Bunch of Cavaliers in on that one, including Gillis and Sean Johnson.
Well, they've abandoned the run for a little bit here and just using the quick throws, and it has been successful. But now a little bit behind the sticks.
2nd and 10, no gain on the play, maybe half a yard. We'll call it 2nd and 10.
Third down.
Sorry, 3rd down, of course, because of the incompletion on 1st down. So 3rd and 10. They got to get up to the 15 to keep this drive going. They have found something comfortable via the air. Green again goes, swings out to go outside. Screen underneath. Exenor's got the 1st down. Exenor inside the 10, brought down at the 8.
Well, you got to love the play call here. It's perfect. The Cavaliers are bringing pressure right up the middle, and they draw up a perfect screen to the outside to Exenor, and he's got a blocker for every guy, every defender there. And he makes a couple guys miss, and now they're 1st and goal.
1st and goal from the 8. They gain 17 yards on that play, 16 we'll call it. Brings up 1st and goal. Eagles methodically moving the ball on this drive. Spalding defense needs an answer. Palazzo will lob it towards Exenor. Did he come down with that? He did. What a catch for Jefferson Exenor. And the Eagles are on the board first.
Well, this is another ball that's underthrown. Exenor, I mean, it looked like he just took it straight from the defender's hands. Ended up kind of between both bodies, and he ripped it away. And Palazzo can thank his excellent wide receiver. 3rd time those guys have connected for a touchdown against Spalding this year.
What a drive. 77 yards. Capitalized by the Exenor touchdown, and the extra point will be blocked. It was low. It had no hope.
Never even got set up.
Arbaugh will not add the 7th. It'll be 6-0 McDonogh as they score first. And obviously, the subplot being what happened a year ago, and if you're Spalding, the #1 seed, historic regular season, thinking about that first ever playoff win, thinking about that first ever A-conference title, you got work to do, and you can't allow this to get away from you a little bit early on. Brought up at the top of the broadcast that a week ago they fell behind 14-0 to Mount St. Joe. I was talking to head coach Kyle Schmidt this week, who said he thought it was good for them. He said, absolutely, it was good for us to face some adversity last week, deal with that in that situation, show that we can handle it, and they'll try to fall back on that day as they fall behind 6-0 early on in this one.
Well, put it simply, this team just has not trailed a lot this year, especially in conference. So it is different for them, but they have the offense to overcome it.
Question about that. Defense is going to have to regroup after an outstanding drive for McDonogh. 6-0 with 2:33 to play in the first quarter. Finn Alexander set to kick it off for McDonogh. Back deep, Tyler Brown. Alexander is going to roll this one along the turf. Got to make sure you field it cleanly. It's picked up by the up man. And that'll be good field position for Spalding. An interesting strategy as the ball was grabbed by Witherspoon. Reserve wide receiver brings it up to the 40. So
Tackled by number 15, Isaiah
We
Garrett.
saw Spalding do this last time. I don't know if they necessarily care about the field position. I just think they have no interest in giving Tyler Brown the ball.
So McDonogh decides to roll it along the turf. Spalding will start from their own 40 on their second possession of the game. They got things going a little bit with tempo on the first possession, just bogged down as they got to the red zone. Washington in the shotgun, 2 receivers either way. He gives it to Sims. Sims, nowhere for him to go.
Carry by number 6, Hakeem Sims.
Elijah
Tackled by
Crawford,
number 15, Isaiah Garrett.
as well as Garrett. Isaiah Garrett in there on the tackle.
Yeah, good job by the D-line, and then Garrett from the linebacker position came flying up to make sure there was no more momentum going forward.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Got to get to midfield.
Showing pressure here.
Washington looking to his left, throws, receiver falls down. It was Newton.
There's that timing route with Newton.
Headed for number 11, R.J. Newton, incomplete.
So that'll bring up 3rd and long, 3rd and 9. Spalding perhaps dealing with nerves in the early going. And obviously the field condition, we mentioned the weather earlier. Probably still a bit slippery. Great turf here at Whittles Field, but still probably a little bit slippery. That plays a role. 3rd and 9. 2 receivers to either side for Washington. He's back to throw, has the time, guns it downfield, but it's broken up. He was looking this time for Witherspoon. No, sorry, it was Kaufman. It's tight end.
Covered by
Who's
number
covered
21,
well.
Anthony Redburn.
Right now, the
Fourth
Eagles,
down.
it's pressure. They're dialing up every time. If we go back to the regular season meeting, Washington, he scrambled for a decent amount of yards, but it was mainly when he was extending plays. He was not under this type of pressure, and right now the Eagles are doing a great job making him get rid of the football quicker than he wants to.
We talked about Palazzo being a freshman, Washington just a sophomore. He came on in relief last year in the semifinals, but this is the first time he started a semifinal, and the flag comes out. So that's good news for Spalding. It'll be irrelevant. The ball bounces into the end zone because they're going to get it back. It's going to be a roughing. So Spalding will be bailed out here. Cooper Welch, roughed.
Yeah, just not a needed play there. Once you don't get him, it kind of just looked like a straight hit. Didn't look like he held up at all. And a really easy call for the back judge to make.
Just want to make sure there were no other penalties on the play. Officials come over to the Spalding sideline to talk about it. Don't imagine what there would be to discuss on a roughing. Now the question is, do they call it running into? And they must have. So the penalty was declined. Not roughing. Will not be a new set of downs for Spalding. Instead, it's running into the kicker. Boy, that looked like a roughing from here, but
yeah, I would have declared that a roughing. It looked like pretty much a clothesline.
But we are up here. Officials are down on the field. That is their call. And instead, so I'm going to make this clear. The penalty was not declined. They just added on to the end of the kick,
which was a touchback,
instead of re-kicking. And they will have McDonogh start the 15-yard line on their 3rd possession of the game. 3 and out for Spalding, trailing 6-0. Glenn Clark, Nick Testoni with you. A-conference semifinals. McDonogh trying to extend an early lead in this one. Deliver a bit of a body blow to Spalding late in this first quarter. Palazzo will hand it off this time. Green through the defensive line. Gets up to about the 17.
Carried by number 2, Chase Green.
What a shot.
It's a good wrap-up tackle. It's brought down by Elijah Jones, sophomore.
Trent Gillis just laid the hit stick, and it looks like Green is still down.
Receiving attention. It was a gain of about 2.
He was getting wrapped up, and as Green was trying to break the tackle, Gillis pretty much shoulder to shoulder just hit him with some crazy forces you'll see here.
Watch it one more time.
Gillis is playing out of the strong safety position and just...
Ooh, yes.
You see the whiplash of the head. Not really a dirty hit, just a hard hit.
So he still receives attention on the field. 1:29 to play in this first quarter. If you're just joining us, McDonogh on their second possession of the game. It's good news. Green able to get back up, and he'll leave the field under his own power. McDonogh's second possession of the game, a 77-yard touchdown drive, capitalized. Jefferson Exenor on a 7-yard touchdown pass from Braden Palazzo, the 6'4", 200-pound freshman quarterback, not blinking in his first ever MIAA playoff game. They're on top 6-0. Short gain on first down. 3 receivers to the left this time. Obviously a new running back in for the Eagles after Green had to leave the field. Palazzo again back to throw. He's got lots of time. He's got a man. Sanchez not able to hold on to it.
Palazzo pass intended for number 11, Santino.
Yeah, this is pretty much a go route up the seam, and just in and out of the hands.
Third down.
Jaden Ships was there in the safety position. I think both of them were playing the ball there.
Michael Tan was the new running back in the game on that play. It'll be interesting to see what they do at the running back position now. Green's able to come back in at some point. If they rotate running backs. Third down, 3rd and 8. Got to get up to the 25. Palazzo will throw it underneath again. Trying to turn the corner. No room out on that near sideline. Sanchez did well. Got up to about the 23, but he'll be 2 yards short. It'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, and they just changed their approach here. Instead of bringing pressure, they show it, and everybody drops back because they know this quick throw is coming to the outside and nowhere to go.
They actually marked him up to the 24, so it's just a yard short where Gillis forced him down. But it is 4th down, and they'll be forced to punt. And this was dangerous the first time for Kakinos. Snap gets down a little bit quicker. Kakinos gets the punt off, and it'll bounce out right at about their own 45.
Cavaliers take over from the Eagles 45.
Great field position again for Archbishop Spalding. With 45 seconds to play, they force the 3 and out. They will begin their 3rd possession of the game at the McDonogh 45 here with 45 seconds to play in quarter number 1.
Let's see if we get Max Moss involved for the first time tonight on this drive.
Your point, he does not have a reception yet this evening.
Don't even think he has a target.
I believe you're right about that. 1st and 10, Washington. Indeed, just as you ask, and Moss breaks free. Moss down the sideline. Moss is going to go. Touchdown, Spalding.
And the place goes electric. On cue, they just get it to him on a simple sit-down route out of the slot, and the rest is him. It's really not great tackling, and once they give him one opening, he turns on the Jets off the far sideline. Add it to the total.
45 yards. Washington, he was falling backwards, gets it underneath the Moss. Unable to wrap him up was Redfern, and that proved to be fatal as Moss turns the corner and scores. The moment to tie it up. See if they can add the extra point. And there's a whistle. Flag was out, so Cooper Welch's extra point won't count here. Offsides on McDonogh. They're going to have to do it again. Now the interesting thought is, do you consider going for 2? As you moved inside the 2-yard line, doesn't look like Kyle Schmidt's even thinking about that. An opportunity.
They've been an aggressive team all year. It wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, you got the opportunity. Maybe if they were trailing 7-6, but when you got the opportunity to make sure you take the lead, I can understand the thought process saying we just want to make sure that we move in front here. Welch, 4 of 4 on PATs this season. And that one's true. Spalding goes in front. Washington to Moss. 45 yards, a one-play drive. Those are always the most effective. Spalding leads 7-6.
Yeah, just like that, all the momentum right back to the Cavaliers.
Spalding wide receiver Max Moss, the senior, has got a number of offers. Army, Navy, Ohio University, most recently Kent State added to the mix. Golden Flashes interested in Max Moss.
Just
you can see why.
A real special player in space, yards after the catch. I mean, he is just so difficult to deal with in open space. He makes people miss, and as you saw there, you got to wrap him up. You can't try to hit him and knock him off his feet. Excellent balance, and then once he gets going, and it's a straight line speed, not a lot of guys are going to keep up with him.
So, McDonogh, all that work they did, moving the ball down the field on their second drive of the game, momentum right back. All it took is one play for the momentum to go right back to the Cavaliers as they go in front 7-6. 35 seconds to play in this first quarter.
That's the frustrating thing about playing the Cavaliers, right? You do
Doesn't
all that
take
chipping,
long. Yep.
And they can hit a home run at any point.
Claiborne will boot this one into the end zone, so it'll be a touchback. And the Eagles will take over at their own 20. Still no rain at the moment. Hoping it stays that way. Weather remains clear. Crisp in the air, but not terribly cold here for some November football.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can hear it. They're playing Christmas music. Maybe a little too early for my liking.
Oh, I love it. Love it.
I'd wait for the week of Thanksgiving, but
Nick, we're going to have to agree to disagree on this one, my friend. It is Mariah Carey season.
Crowd
Big
is certainly
fan.
loving it.
Love it. 1st and 10 from the 20. McDonogh now trailing 7-6. Palazzo, 3 receivers to his left. Looks like Green is back in there, and they're going to go right to Green. And not a lot, maybe a yard before he is gang tackled.
Yeah, look at Trent Gillis on the outside, absolutely bullies his blocker, who was Sanchez, and he makes the play. After he delivered that hit, then he goes out and absolutely dominates his opponent.
And S1 Sean Johnson in the tackle as well. Now Spalding takes a timeout with 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and that's interesting. Here ahead of a 2nd and 9. Why is the wind a decided advantage? They want to have them run one more play down here. Trying to look for flags. I don't think so. There's definitely been a breeze tonight. It's an interesting decision. You don't normally see teams call a timeout in a spot like this, 2nd and 9.
Yeah, right. You're about to get a break anyways at the end of the quarter. Didn't look like there was going to be another play ran.
Huh? Believe it or not, Kyle Schmidt certainly doesn't have to run all of his decisions by us.
No. And he is the one coaching the #1 seed team on a 9-game win streak.
Far be it for me to question any of those decisions. 2nd and 9 from the 21. Leave a tight end this time. And they fake the give. Palazzo to the outside. That ball hung up, but Sanchez does get it. He is brought down after a gain of maybe 3.
Well, they're all over these simple routes straight to the flat. And we're going to get another timeout.
Another timeout. Jones in on tackle. This makes me think it's got to be about the win. They want as many plays as possible run down on this side of the field. As they'll call a 2nd timeout here with 6 seconds to play in the first quarter. It's a very interesting. I guess the clock will be fixed back to 10 seconds. 10 seconds is where they got the timeout. And I have to imagine this is clearly about wind at this point. And thinking that you want the ball. You want them running these plays where it's more difficult to throw. It's the only thing I can imagine. That's all I got. 3rd and 6 coming up.
Well, right now, the Cavaliers are zoning in on what the Eagles' success was, which was just quick plays to the outside. They're taking it away, so We didn't see it a lot last time. Palazzo's going to have to make a throw across the middle of the field to get them out of this.
3rd and 6. They got to get up to the 30 in order to keep things moving. Palazzo rolling out to his left, looking underneath. He's got Green, and Green's going to get past the first down marker up to about the 35.
Palazzo pass complete, number 2.
They just run a straight.
Taken down by
Pretty
number
much
5, Gio
everyone goes left.
Number 4, Eagle first
And
down.
really, I didn't think they were going to get this. It was just a second late. The defender was to get to Green.
1 quarter in the books. Spalding leads 7-6. You're watching the A Conference semifinals.
As you walk these halls, you'll find innovation, charity, adventure, creativity, endurance, guidance, and if you let them, these halls will take you anywhere.
Start of the second quarter, Archbishop Spalding leading McDonogh 7-6. But the Eagles just picked up a first down, keep the drive alive. They have it 1st and 10 at their own 35. Now moving left to right on your internet dial. Glenn Clark, Nick Testoni with you for this MIAA A Conference semifinal. Winner moves on to the championship game next Friday night at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. That pass out right through the hands of the intended receiver, Caden Harris. Makes it 2nd and 10.
Quick comeback route on the far side, just didn't complete it. You know, the Eagles, if you told them 7-6 after 1, they'd probably sign up for it, but they got to be kicking themselves about giving up that long touchdown to Moss.
So McDonogh struck first. Long, methodical touchdown drive. Palazzo to Exenor on a touchdown pass. But then, a couple of possessions later, it took just one play, 45-yard touchdown to Moss. That one was juicy as it lingered in the air out of Exenor's hands, but nobody there to capitalize and get the turnover.
Yeah, I thought for a second this hung up. It could have been intercepted, but...
And actually, you got to give credit to Mason Robinson.
Yeah, he's blocking.
In there on the offensive line.
Don't even know if he realized he probably prevented an interception, maybe
no
a pick
question.
6.
Huge play. So it'll be 3rd and long. 3rd and 10. Got to get up to the 45 to keep this drive going. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Palazzo in the shotgun, the freshman quarterback. Looks so sharp in that first quarter. He's going to roll out to his right, and this time he wants to run, but he's got nowhere to go.
They've got 3 men on the line, and you see both linebackers come up with a 5-man blitz, and once he tried to get away, Palazzo that is.
Gio Boone got him. If he hadn't, Keyshawn Flowers was going to have him. Boone's had a great night so far. And the Cavaliers get the stop. They'll get the ball back with a chance to add to the lead. Punts have been a bit of an adventure so far for McDonogh. And I imagine that might be the real reason why they, and nowhere to go. However, all sorts of space in front. Kakinos has the first down and a whole lot more. All the way inside the 40, down to about the 37. That's the greatest mistake that McDonogh could have ever asked for.
Did you say punts were an adventure tonight?
Boy, have they been.
I mean, it was a snap that skipped to him on about 2 hops. Instead of recovering and trying to put something up, he had all types of space to the left. What a scramble by the punter.
Peter Kakinos, the senior, he looked around. He said, well, look what I've got. Real estate. Nothing but green in front of me.
Every punter's dream, you'd think.
Huge gain. Boy, what a game-changing play. 27 yards up to the 38, 1st and 10. Now in Spalding territory. 3 receivers again to the right for Palazzo. Palazzo lobs it down the sideline, again underthrown, and this time it is intercepted. You want to test Tyler Brown. Maybe one time he can get away with it, but this time he makes him pay with his first interception of the night.
Yeah, really the third time they've tested Brown. The touchdown catch, really give the credit to Exenor going and getting it, but this the third time on a deep ball to Exenor. Palazzo is underthrown in it. This time Tyler Brown makes him pay.
So first interception thrown on the night by Palazzo. His 15th of the season for Tyler Brown. That's his 5th interception on the year. Now Spalding is backed up. 1st and 10 from their own 4-yard line. Washington fakes the handoff, throws it underneath. Ooh, that was dangerous, but Newton not only gets it, he's able to push ahead for a gain of 15 out the 18-yard line and a first down.
This was read beautifully by the linebacker. He just is late to get there, and from our viewpoint, it looked like it was very possible of pick 6.
Redfern thought he had it. Sims turns the corner, maybe 3 yards before he goes out of bounds. Actually, they're going to give him a little bit more than that. They're going to mark him up all the way at the 23, 24, in fact. Wow, they gave him a huge gain. I didn't think there was that much there. So a gain of 6. 2nd and 4 from the 24. They keep 2 tight ends in. Fake the give to Sims. Looking downfield. Washington takes a shot, and then that one's underthrown, but Sanchez not able to come up with the interception.
Yeah, just looked like he took a little too long to get it out. And it would have been a real hefty throw to lead him. You're going to the far side of the field looking for Moss. Probably just have to get that out a little sooner.
So 3rd down, 3rd and 4, 3rd and very manageable, obviously. And you wonder again about the wind as well, the decisions they made, timeouts. Clearly wanting McDonogh to punt from the other side of the field. Wind played a role in that too. Washington short throw, Newton's there. Newton gets out of bounds after picking up the first down.
Gain of 5.
Gain of 5.
Tackle by number 8, Brandon Finney Jr.
So many times I've watched this here. I love RJ Newton. This guy probably has more first down receptions than anybody.
Out of bounds at the 30 is where they mark him. 1st and 10 from there for the Cavaliers. Fake the give. The throw underneath. Newton loses his footing this time. Maybe faked himself out. Spinning one way, spinning back the other way, and just hitting the dirt for a short gain of about 3. RJ Newton. Go back to back. Very similar plays.
Newton is just king of taking what the defense gives him.
2nd and 7 from the 33. And keeping in 2 tight ends on this drive. Sims, he's slowed down and his forward progress stopped. It looked like the 35. They're actually marking him up at the 36. So another gain of 3, but it'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Sims has put together some decent runs, nothing huge. It's been actually an excellent job by the Eagles of making sure he doesn't get to that 2nd level. That's where he gets super dangerous.
And we know that defensive front is their strongest unit. That's where you find not only Mason Robinson, but also Tamaris Walker, the Maryland commit, Elijah Crawford. They are very strong up front.
Linebacker unit has done an excellent job as well, helping them out.
3rd and 4. They got to get to the 40 to keep the drive alive. Washington throws it under the middle. Oh, he had his man, and you don't see Max Moss drop a lot of balls.
Yeah, just a quick slant route, and it hit him right in the hands. I don't think he can believe he dropped it.
Not only would have had the first down, but he had a step on Paul Swinson. And
you know how dangerous he can be once he gets. I think he was probably thinking about that open field he had in front of him.
So Spalding forced to punt. They even run tempo on the punts. That's blocked. Punt is blocked. It's loose. It was touched, but off the block.
Oh,
Let's
man.
see.
I think Spalding has his football. I don't know why you would touch that. You
Wow.
already have great field position.
Wow. That's unbelievable. Spalding gets bailed out. What should have been McDonogh ball on the other side of midfield. Now they're talking about it. So this is the question. Did it touch a Spalding player first?
Yeah.
If it did,
Then it can't be.
exactly right. You can pick it up and run with it. And the officials are saying no, it did not. It's Spalding ball. Wow.
Yeah, just a bad mistake right there. I don't know exactly who it was, but somebody tried to pick the ball up pretty much right where it's spotted at the 45 and make a play out of it, but you've already got the football in great field position.
So 1st and 10 from their own 44. Spalding gets it right back. Washington right over the middle, and Kaufman's got a first down and much more all the way down to the McDonogh 36.
And the big tight end, he had a rushing touchdown last time they faced each other. 2 rushing touchdowns last week, and now he gets involved for the first time tonight through the air.
Gain of 18 before Paul Swinson brings him down. Now the give to Sims. He plows forward. 1, maybe 2. Call it gain of 2 and mark it at 35, so it'll be 2nd and 8. Thani Paul Swinson, who made the tackle on Kaufman, committed to Fordham. He had 11 tackles in the first meeting between these two teams earlier this season. 2nd and 8 for the Cavaliers. From the 35, Washington, he's got time. He lobs it downfield. Newton got slowed down. Flag comes out. He still had a chance to make the play anyway.
Defensive holding, you can see right here. Newton, it's usually that sit-down route, but this time it's like a pump and go, and the defender wrapped him around the waist. It'll be a holding, not a pass interference, I believe.
Brandon Finney, defensive back in coverage, commits the penalty. So automatic first down comes with it.
Yeah, great design. I mean, like I said, R.J. Newton is perfect. Every time he runs, it just fits down what the defense gives him. This time, they use it against the Eagles, a pump and go. And honestly, kind of a good play, because if he doesn't hold him, that's probably a touchdown.
So 1st and 10 now from the McDonogh 26. 2 receivers to the left. Actually, it's Kaufman, the tight end. Now he's going to move back over to the right side. So 1 receiver wide either way, 2 tight ends on the field. Washington in the shotgun, and he uses that little pitch pass to Moss. Moss turns the corner, but he'll only have about a yard, maybe a yard and a half. It'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Trying to get Moss,
2nd and 8.
Trying to get Moss involved a little bit in the run game. Sims has had no luck, and now Moss not a ton either.
I do love those little touch passes. Obviously limits the danger. Someone drops it, incomplete pass, not a fumble. 2nd and long. Washington fakes the give to Sims. Washington lobs it. And there was a little bit of contact, but I actually thought it was initiated downfield by Newton, so I think that's the right call.
Yeah, not a ton there. Maybe a little bit on the back arm, but I think this is a good no call.
Finney in coverage. So 3rd and long for the Cavaliers. And again, you think this has got to be 4-down territory. Can't imagine you're trying a field goal.
This is the side that we believe the wind is. It'd be going into the wind as well.
Got to get to the 15. Pick up the first down, at least get a few yards, give yourself a better look on 4th. Washington to throw underneath. He's got Moss. Moss bounces off the first man inside the 10, down to the 7.
Yeah, remember a couple plays ago when Moss drops, the slant route, it's the same play except he's on the other side of the field. This time he connects.
He just shakes off Paul Swinson.
Paul Swinson looked like he might have been trying to go for the ball or at least hit him off his feet. You got to wrap up Max Moss.
And just 1 play later, Hakeem Sims into the end zone for a Spalding touchdown.
Well, they like to go fast. And off the big play from Moss, they give it to Sims. He powers through for the touchdown.
For Hakeem Sims, that is his 11th rushing touchdown on the season. Spalding's lead for the moment, 13-6. They will task Cooper Welch trying to add another extra point. He made his first. And he gets this as well. 14-6 with 7:07 to play in the second quarter. Hakeem Sims extends the Cavaliers' advantage.
Well, it all goes back to the McDonogh blocks a punt, and then they try to pick it up, and eventually it leads to a muff. So they gave the ball right back to the Cavaliers, and they make the Eagles pay.
Yeah, they took advantage of that second opportunity. Move the ball downfield. Big third down conversion to Max Moss, and just one play later, Hakeem Sims into the end zone. 14-6, Spalding in front, 7:07 to play in quarter number 2. And much like a week ago, when they fell behind early, they do not blink. Much more resilient group this season. As Claiborne kicks it off right to left, not a lot on it, taken again by the up man, and decent field position. About 28 where Tan is brought down with 7 minutes to play in the second. This is where the Eagles' drive will begin. Nick, outside of that one long 77-yard touchdown drive, this Spalding defense has done a really nice job tonight. It's hard to kind of throw away a methodical 77-yard touchdown drive, but if not for that, it would be a dominant performance.
Yeah, and they're really, once they figured out what the game plan was for the Eagles, they're daring Palazzo and the Eagles to beat them over the middle and downfield, and right now they cannot. It's been a lot of underthrown balls, and everything's going to the outside.
Green again in the backfield. They'll keep 2 tight ends in. Actually, now they move 1 into motion. The give is to Green. Green's got nowhere to go. Maybe 2. Up to the 30. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Carry by number 2, Chase Green, gain of 3. Tackle by number 16,
Got to think the Eagles
Keyshawn
want to
Flowers.
at least eat some clock here, not let Spalding get another chance at the end zone this half. It's going to be very difficult to do.
Again, what's at stake for Spalding? A first ever appearance in the A Conference Championship game. McDonogh trying to get back there. They reached the title game a year ago. Underneath, nowhere at all to go for Sanchez. Lunges forward, might have gotten a yard.
Complete number 11.
Yeah, those throws that were working on the first couple drives. I mean, the Cavaliers, give them credit, they're just pretty much calling their bluff. They're going to sell out on that play every time.
Gillis and then also Pokeness in on the stop. Brings up 3rd and 7 from the 31. Got to get up to the 38 in order to keep this drive alive. And as Spalding has taken momentum right back, this feels pretty critical at the moment for the Eagles to at least move the chains, slow down the momentum of the Cavaliers. Palazzo to throw. There's a runner coming after him. It's Pokeness. Oh, he's got a man wide open. How did Luke Miller get that wide open? The fortunate part for Spalding is that Miller's knee hit the turf, so they're going to mark him down, but it's going to be a first down.
First down, Eagles.
Yeah, Miller, he had a lot of space. Probably a better, just to make sure he caught the football. It looked like as soon as he rolled out, the linebackers on that far side for the Cavaliers decided to blitz, which cleared out that space right there for Miller to slip in.
So new set of downs up near the 40. 1st and 10 from the 39. Handoff underneath. And again, nowhere to go. They have not been able to get anything going on the ground tonight. Really, neither team
1 yard on
has,
the
except
carry
for
by
that
number
Sims
2,
touchdown. Chase Green
Tackle by number 5,
gains a
Gio
yard.
Boone.
Maybe they'll call it 2, up to the 41. 2nd and 8.
Well, it looks like they've had some success, 2 plays at least, where they've gotten some first downs out of getting Palazzo moving out of the pocket and throwing on the run. I wonder if they dial that up a little more. Kind of tough to do on that far side, less space to work with if he's running to his throwing side.
3 receivers to the right. 2nd and 8. Palazzo throws underneath to Miller. Miller is going to be spun down, but dive forward to the 45 in the process. So a gain of 4.
Taken down by number 1, P.J. Pokeness.
Pokeness on the tackle, just sort of holding on to Luke Miller. P.J. Pokeness, the senior linebacker. So we'll call it 3rd and 4. Got to get up to the 49-yard line in order to keep the drive alive. They converted their last 3rd down. Trying to make it 2 straight. On the season, McDonogh has converted just 28.3% of their third downs. Meanwhile, opponent's 31.4% conversion rate against the Spalding defense. Palazzo rolling to his left. He's in trouble. Palazzo just lobs it back in the middle. It should have been intercepted. What a dangerous pass to make.
He's just got to throw this out of bounds. This really an ill-advised throw. Could have been intercepted, but they went back to that bit of a roll with the quarterback, but this time they brought pressure on that outside and really closed down any options that the Eagles had.
You saw Keyshawn Flowers. He knows he should have had that. So, Peter Kakinas will punt, or at least we think he'll punt.
He's had an adventure today.
Last time, it seemed like it was going to be a punt. Instead, he pulled it down and ran and got the first down. This time he's able to get the punt away. Not quite as much pressure. Brown not going to have a chance at it. It will bounce out of bounds right at the 20, and that will be where Spalding takes over. Cavaliers lead 14-6 with 3:43 to play in the first half. They have scored the last 14 in this game. Glenn Clark, Nick Testoni with you from Whittles Field. And Nick, this starts to have the feel of if you could put together a drive that essentially wipes out the rest of the quarter and ends with 6 or 7 points, you can start to make it feel like it is a particularly daunting task for the Eagles to try to get back into this one.
Absolutely. I just don't think that's how Spalding operates. I think if they want to score, they'll probably leave more time on the clock. They like to go.
Washington's got 2 receivers stacked to his right. He fakes the give underneath and throws it to Newton. Newton working the sideline. Newton actually gets all the way up past the 30 and a first down. Tiptoeing that sideline. Watch the explosiveness from Newton. Bursting his way through. They actually marked him out. I see, they marked him out short of the 30, so second and less than a yard, and they'll pick up the first down this time on the ground with Sims.
4 yards on the Sims carry.
Well, here they go.
Taken down by number 7, Noah Onk.
Chipping away at first, but you know they're always looking for a home run with Moss at any point.
Gain of 4. Noah Onks brings him down. It's a first down up at the 33. Clock moving. Ticking towards 3 minutes to play in the second quarter. MIAA A-Conference semifinal. Washington gives to Sims. Sims runs right into that defensive line, and he is driven back.
2 yards on
Yeah,
the
Sims runs in the back of his own offensive lineman, and then he's greeted.
Stevenson, we credited with the tackle. Garrett was in there as well. Sean Stevenson just flattening him. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8. They slow the tempo down a bit here. Washington throws it underneath. Max Moss, first down, up to the 48.
12 yards on the completion from Washington.
Yeah, even when you do wrap him up, he still drags you for a little bit. And he even eats that hit from the linebacker. Paul Swinson, I believe, took him down.
Carries Paul Swinson up near midfield. And get a timeout. Yeah, timeout taken by the Eagles here with 2:30 to play in this first quarter. Just wanting to regroup. Make sure the Cavaliers don't stretch this lead out any further. Again, it was 24-0 at the half in the regular season meeting between these teams. A game that Spalding won 45-12. Was talking earlier this week, had an opportunity to catch up with former Spalding quarterback, now Navy wide receiver, Jaden Umbarger. He said, the key to this year's game is staying loose when the big moments come. We saw some big moments here tonight. McDonogh jumped in front. Spalding has responded so far. A big moment here where they can try to make this a 2-possession game before the half. Of course, Jaden Umbarger and Navy will be playing tomorrow, M&T Bank Stadium. I asked Kyle Schmidt if he might have a chance to go check it out. He said, nah, I'm hoping that I'm going to be scouting the other semifinal. 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line. Washington gives it to Sims. Sims was delayed, but then he burst through for a first down.
10 yards on the
Yeah, Sims' best run of the day. And he just stutters for a second, finds the hole, he even ducked under.
Second and inches.
And when he starts getting going, that makes it real dangerous for the outside weapons.
Garrett with the tackle. They actually marked him short. They said it's 2nd and inches, and Sims will go ahead and pick up those inches, I think.
No, I think
They're going to say no gain. Yeah, they're marking him short, so 3rd and inches instead.
No gain on the Sims carry. Tackle by 56.
Yeah, if
Walker.
I'm on the Eagles defense, I'm looking at RJ Newton right now, the guy who always seems to catch the first down passes. Oh, they get him on the hard count.
They draw him off sides. That'll pick up the first down instead. 5 free yards.
Touchdown, Cavaliers.
1:42 to play. Nick Washington is a veteran savvy there, despite the fact that he's just a sophomore.
Got 2 of them, too. It wasn't just one guy.
So 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line of the Eagles. The give to Sims. He pushes forward, down inside the 30.
Sims up the middle, third gain of 10.
Gain of 7.
Tackle by
Sims
50.
getting going here.
Sanjay Talwar.
Make it 8, so it'll bring up 2nd and 2.
Second and inches.
It's Moss turning the corner. Moss tiptoeing the sideline. Moss all the way down. Let's see where they mark him out. Did they say he stayed in the entire time? Indeed he did. All the way down to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, and that becomes a touchdown-saving tackle. Look at him. Ooh, able to keep his balance by
Sanjay Talwar.
It was close.
Talwar. Ends up wrapping him up. Looked like that play had nowhere to go.
Got an injured Eagle down. With 1:18 to play in this first half. Unfortunately, it was Luke Miller who was back up to his feet very quickly. So they mark it right at the 10, which will make it 1st and goal. Ball spotted on the 10-yard line. 1st and goal for the Cavaliers. 1:18 to play in the half. And I'm guessing it's going to be a diet of Hakeem Sims from this point. Both run the clock, and you ran the ball a little bit better on this drive.
Looks like they're just getting able to wear down the defensive line and those linebackers.
Washington be in the shotgun once again. Moss acting as a lead blocker right now. And the give is to Sims. Sims plunges forward. Nowhere to go.
Moss, for everything he does well on the outside, he pulls right there and actually lays a block that puts the defender back on his heels. I mean, it's just everything you want out of a player.
Call it a gain of 1. 2nd and goal. Under a minute to play in the half. Sims stays in the backfield.
Now you're seeing for first time in a while, they're really taking their time here.
2 receivers to either side. Washington back to throw, throws it underneath, turning the corner and getting in. No, short. RJ Newton marked short, marked out at about the 1-yard line. See, yep, absolutely. Stepped in, toes touched the white.
Third down from the
37 seconds, 3rd and goal from the 1. Boy, I wonder what they're going to choose to do here.
This feels like Kaufman. The run to Kaufman. Sims not even on the field. Kaufman has been their close yardage running back. He's got a handful of rushing touchdowns.
5 on the season and make it 6. A hard run from Jamison Kaufman for the Spalding touchdown as they extend the lead to 20-6 with the extra point pending.
As important of a drive as you'll see all year from the Cavaliers. They did a great job. They went down and they left, 34 seconds left. Pretty much no time for the Eagles, and they punch it in, extend their lead.
Opportunity to make it 21-6, and before that, the officials blow this dead before Welch can try it. 34 seconds left, so there will be time for the Eagles to try to do something here before the half. personnel out there that they want for this extra point. You see Jamison Kaufman, the junior tight end, who has been their short yardage specialist. 6th rushing touchdown of the year for Kaufman. Welch, indeed true on the extra point attempt. He's 3 for 3 on the night. And it's 21-6 Cavaliers with 34 seconds to play in the half. Nick, they really mixed it up well, got the run going on that drive. That was big as Spalding now kind of clicking in all phases.
Yeah, they are. 21 unanswered as well. Defense is playing well. I mean, obviously, maybe not a ton of panic, but just thinking about last year, when they go down 6-0, you could kind of feel it in the crowd, maybe. Let's not have this repeat, but they have answered excellent.
Yeah, they have responded big time to take the 21-6 lead here late in the first half. Spalding trying to reach the A Conference title game for the first time, looking for their first ever playoff victory. Looking to avenge the semifinal loss to McDonogh a year ago. Since falling behind 6-0, they've looked like the team that was the 1 seed in the A Conference all year. Short kick. And oh, it's dropped. Ball's loose. Recovered. Spalding ball.
So they did this last time. It's just a bit of a pitch shot.
Trent Gillis comes up with it for the Cavaliers. They have it on the 30 with a chance to break this wide open here before the half.
And you know 31 seconds is plenty of time for this
More
offense.
than enough. They do have just 1 timeout. Remember, they called 2 timeouts late in the first quarter. So just 1 timeout to work with here as they've got the ball. Let's see. McDonogh's going to take a timeout. They'll have 1 remaining after this. They now got to regroup defensively because now this is critical on that side of the field just to be able to stay in this game, prevent this from becoming a 3-possession game. Head coach Akeem Soule and his staff need to settle his group down. That's got to be just shattering for them.
You got to think they were already kind of feeling a little down after giving up that long drive. You go down 21-6, but that is, like you said, that is soul-crushing right there to give the ball back.
And mentally, you got to think that those Eagles defenders were maybe already in the locker room. They're already at halftime. I don't know if they're actually going to go back to a locker room here, but already at halftime thinking, all right, well, we don't have to go back out on the field for a little while. We got time to recover. Instead, right back out there. 31 seconds, 1st and 10 from the 30. Washington fakes the give. Washington now rolling to his left. He's going to try to run. Not a lot of room. He tiptoes the sideline. Did he really stay in bounds? No, he did not. Not all the way, but he gets 6. It didn't look like there were 6 there to be had.
No.
By 58, Elijah Crawford.
Good job getting out of bounds. They preserved the timeout.
The only bad news is that took 8 seconds and only got you 6 yards. 2nd and 4. 2 receivers to either side. Washington again looking to throw. Washington to the middle. He was expecting that to come open. He was trying to throw Moss open.
Yeah, good route. I think he just needed to put a little more air underneath it because it is open.
So 3rd and 4 now, 19 seconds. Again, almost certainly 4-down territory. Trying to add to 21-6 advantage. Again, 2 receivers to either side. Washington back to throw with time towards the end zone. He goes right back to it, and you got mossed.
Exact same play. It's just pretty much going up the seam, a bit of a skinny post, and Paul Swinson is face guarding the entire time. So as long as he puts it up there for Moss, it's real easy. Great throw, puts it in between both defenders. No help in the middle over the top. And look at that, you blink your eyes and now looking at almost 28-6 at half.
2nd touchdown connection of the night for Washington and Moss. 2nd touchdown pass of the game, 2nd touchdown catch of the game, respectively. Welch on to add another. He is a perfect, oh no, that one was wide. Sorry, that one was wide. So he's now 3 for 4 on the game, but Spalding balloons the lead out to 27-6 with 12 seconds to play in the half.
The half's not over, as we just saw.
How about that? 2 touchdowns in the final minute of the second quarter for the Cavaliers. Take what was a 1-possession game and turn it into a 3-touchdown advantage.
It's a 19-second drive, didn't even use the timeout.
Helps to have Max Moss to throw the ball to. The preferred target of the sophomore quarterback Malik Washington. Max Moss has had such an exceptional season. Came in tonight already with 1,100 receiving yards on the season. He's up around 100 already tonight. Pair of long touchdowns, 45 yards, now 24 yards on his two touchdown catches this evening. 27-6. Spalding with 27 unanswered points in this first half. Claiborne will try a bit of a swinging onside kick attempt. It's loose. And I see a flag come out. Flag did indeed come out.
I wonder what for. It definitely went 10 yards. That could be Spalding football.
Are they offsides? They go a little bit too quickly on that?
If you're on McDonogh, they almost shied away from the football like nobody wanted it. They're going to let it bounce out. That's a live football. You got to go get it.
And you understand the decision here. And it's on the Cavaliers, so it will not be their ball.
Flag against the Cavaliers.
I got a funny feeling the Eagles are simply going to choose the discretion is the better part of valor here. I don't know that it's worth taking the risk. I mean, I guess, you know, if you get the time, why not try to chuck it downfield? But whew, that's tough. 41-yard line. Yeah, I mean, I guess they got a timeout, so they could run a play to the middle of the field and set up a more manageable kind of Hail Mary. Maybe you don't have a choice here. They won't come out, take a knee. They are going to run a play. Palazzo getting the instructions. I think you're looking for something short, something in the 7-8 yard range. Call your timeout, and then take your shot at the end zone.
I think it's just everything's out the window after that last kickoff that they muffed, because now you're really in a hole, and you don't get the ball first to start the second half.
That's a great point. So from the 41, Palazzo is actually just going to hand it off to Green, and might as well have taken a knee, I guess.
Yeah.
That is how the first half comes to a close. What a half it was for Archbishop Spalding. The #1 seeds lead 27-6 over McDonogh as we reach the half. Well, no, they took a timeout. Sorry, take it back. They took a timeout with 1 second remaining. So they are going to try to heave one towards the end zone. Don't know what kind of arm Palazzo has. We've seen some impressive throws from him.
I think if he can get his momentum going forward, he can put it around the 5 to the goal line.
Yeah, give someone a chance. They're going to change the clock. They're going to put the clock back to 5 seconds. That's where the timeout was taken. So that play was not designed. That was designed to pick up a couple of yards and try to make the Hail Mary a bit easier. It was not designed just to get them to the half. So 44 is where it's marked. He's got to give Palazzo enough time. Let his receivers get down the field. Give it a heave. Hope for the best. And if you're Spalding, you're thinking, can we get a free runner while he's back there waiting for those receivers to get downfield, try to knock it out.
4 deep defensive backs for the Cavaliers. They do have a lot of guys at the line, though.
Palazzo is not going to get all that much time. It is heaved downfield, and will the interception count? Nope, out of bounds. And that will be how the half comes to a close. Top seeded Archbishop Spalding Cavaliers scored 27 unanswered, and they lead 27-6 at the half. You're watching the MIAA A-Conference semifinals and Archbishop Spalding football.
Hallmarks of a Spalding athlete. Are they able to compete at the highest level possible? Spalding is positioned very uniquely because they are in one of the best leagues in the state. When they're competing at a high level, that's big time.
It was always known as a great academic school, but we wanted to build a full-rounded school for student athletes. And we knew that they could get to where they're at today.
Since I've graduated from high school, I've watched the campus grow astronomically. Spalding, it laid a foundation for my understanding of teamwork, friendship, and things that were so much bigger than what happened on the basketball court.
They're challenging themselves academically and spiritually, and it transitions directly onto the field, where that consistency molds and shapes everybody that's involved.
The future of Spalding athletically is strong and vibrant, and I'm excited for our Cavs.
As you walk these halls, you'll find innovation, charity, adventure, creativity, endurance, guidance. And if you let them, these halls will take you anywhere.
I still remember my first day.
You're going to grow so much.
You're going to be prepared for success in college and in life.
You will find a deepened faith.
Become a leader.
You're going to be pushed more than you ever have been before.
It's going to be difficult.
And this community will help you become the best version of yourself.
You're about to have some of the best days of your lives here.
And when you look back, you will realize you were always part of something bigger.
Hallmarks of a Spalding athlete. Are they able to compete at the highest level possible? Spalding is positioned very uniquely because they are in one of the best leagues in the state. When they're competing at a high level, that's big time.
It was always known as a great academic school, but we wanted to build a full-rounded school for student athletes. And we knew that they could get to where they're at today.
Since I've graduated from high school, I've watched the campus grow astronomically. Spalding, it laid a foundation for my understanding of teamwork, friendship, and things that were so much bigger than what happened on the basketball court.
They're challenging themselves academically and spiritually, and it transitions directly onto the field, where that consistency molds and shapes everybody that's involved.
The future of Spalding athletically is strong and vibrant, and I'm excited for our Cavs.
As you walk these halls, you'll find innovation, charity, adventure, creativity, endurance, guidance. And if you let them, these halls will take you anywhere.
I still remember my first day.
You're going to grow so much.
You're going to be prepared for success in college and in life.
You will find a deepened faith.
Become a leader.
You're going to be pushed more than you ever have been before.
It's going to be difficult.
And this community will help you become the best version of yourself.
You're about to have some of the best days of your lives here.
And when you look back, you will realize you were always part of something bigger.
Hallmarks of a Spalding athlete. Are they able to compete at the highest level possible? Spalding is positioned very uniquely because they are in one of the best leagues in the state. When they're competing at a high level, that's big time.
It was always known as a great academic school, but we wanted to build a full-rounded school for student athletes. And we knew that they could get to where they're at today.
Since I've graduated from high school, I've watched the campus grow astronomically. Spalding laid a foundation for my understanding of teamwork, friendship, and things that were so much bigger than what happened on the basketball court.
They're challenging themselves academically and spiritually, and that transitions directly onto the field. That consistency molds and shapes everybody that's involved.
The future of Spalding athletically is strong and vibrant, and I'm excited for our Cavs.
As you walk these halls, you'll find innovation, charity, adventure, creativity, endurance, guidance, and if you let them, these halls will take you anywhere.
I still remember my first day.
You're going to grow so much. You're going to be prepared for success in college and in life.
You will find a deepened faith.
Become a leader.
You're going to be pushed more than you ever have been before.
It's going to be difficult.
And this community will help you become the best version of yourself.
You're about to have some of the best days of your lives here.
And when you look back, you will realize you were always part of something bigger.
Hallmarks of a Spalding athlete. Are they able to compete at the highest level possible? Spalding is positioned very uniquely because they are in one of the best leagues in the state. When they're competing at a high level, that's big time.
It was always known as a great academic school, but we wanted to build a full-rounded school for student athletes. And we knew that they could get to where they're at today.
Since I've graduated from high school, I've watched the campus grow astronomically. Spalding laid a foundation for my understanding of teamwork, friendship, and things that were so much bigger than what happened on the basketball court.
They're challenging themselves academically and spiritually, and that transitions directly onto the field. That consistency molds and shapes everybody that's involved.
The future of Spalding athletically is strong and vibrant, and I'm excited for our Cavs.
As you walk these halls, you'll find innovation, charity, adventure, creativity, endurance, guidance, and if you let them, these halls will take you anywhere.
I still remember my first day.
You're going to grow so much. You're going to be prepared for success in college and in life.
You will find a deepened faith.
Become a leader.
You're going to be pushed more than you ever have been before.
It's going to be difficult.
And this community will help you become the best version of yourself.
You're about to have some of the best days of your lives here.
And when you look back, you will realize you were always part of something bigger.
Hallmarks of a Spalding athlete. Are they able to compete at the highest level possible? Spalding is positioned very uniquely because they are in one of the best leagues in the state. When they're competing at a high level, that's big time.
It was always known as a great academic school, but we wanted to build a full-rounded school for student athletes. And we knew that they could get to where they're at today.
Since I've graduated from high school, I've watched the campus grow astronomically. Spalding laid a foundation for my understanding of teamwork, friendship, and things that were so much bigger than what happened on the basketball court.
They're challenging themselves academically and spiritually, and it transitions directly onto the field where that consistency molds and shapes everybody that's involved.
The future of Spalding athletically is strong and vibrant, and I'm excited for our Cavs.
As you walk these halls, you'll find innovation, charity, adventure, creativity, endurance, guidance. And if you let them, these halls will take you anywhere.
I still remember my first day.
You're going to grow so much.
You're going to be prepared for success in college and in life.
You will find a deepened faith.
Become a leader.
You're going to be pushed more than you ever have been before.
It's going to be difficult.
And this community will help you become the best version of yourself.
You're about to have some of the best days of your lives here.
And when you look back, you will realize you were always part of something bigger.
Hallmarks of a Spalding athlete. Are they able to compete at the highest level possible? Spalding is positioned very uniquely because they are in one of the best leagues in the state. When they're competing at a high level, that's big time.
It was always known as a great academic school, but we wanted to build a full-rounded school for student athletes. And we knew that they could get to where they're at today.
Since I've graduated from high school, I've watched the campus grow astronomically. Spalding laid a foundation for my understanding of teamwork, friendship, and things that were so much bigger than what happened on the basketball court.
They're challenging themselves academically and spiritually, and it transitions directly onto the field where that consistency molds and shapes everybody that's involved.
The future of Spalding athletically is strong and vibrant, and I'm excited for our Cavs.
As you walk these halls, you'll find innovation, charity, adventure, creativity, endurance, guidance. And if you let them, these halls will take you anywhere.
From Whittles Field here at Archbishop Spalding, the MIAA A Conference semifinals. Spalding on top of McDonogh 27-6 as we get ready for the start of the second half. Glenn Clark, Nick Testoni with you. Nick, what jumped out at you most, what you saw from the Cavaliers in that first half?
Yeah, the response, they get down early 6-0, and I think the ability to settle down and realize they are the more complete team. They've been doing it all year to everybody they've played. And once they just kind of got back into a groove, they dominated the rest of that first half.
You referenced at the top of the story in the Baltimore Banner about last week's game against Mount St. Joe and that quote from Damian Wilburn, but there's another quote in there that jumped out at me from Malik Washington. After they fell behind in that game 14-0, he said, quote, "It wasn't no barking at each other on the sidelines. It was like, all right, let's take a breath. That's going to help in the long run," unquote. And boy, that's almost pathetic from that young man, right?
Yeah.
That a week later, they fall behind, they're punched in the mouth, and again, no panic, no flying off the handle, no losing their mind on the sideline, just getting right back to work and putting together 27 straight points.
No, and they've done a great job at feeding off each other's energy on all three sides of the ball and also taking advantage of the mistakes that McDonogh has had. Look at the turnover difference right here, and that's a big reason why the score looks like the way it does.
And obviously special teams turnovers extraordinarily significant. 2 massive special teams turnovers that gifted possession back to Spalding in situations where it could have been McDonogh ball. It should have been McDonogh ball, frankly. Instead, they got it back. So the question becomes, what can the Eagles do to find their way back into this game?
Yeah, I think defensively they have to keep just trying to avoid the big play. It's the offense that needs to find a way to move the football. It's not in the running game between the tackles right now, and it's not in the short screens and out in the flats right now. They have to move the ball down the middle of the field and push it to get this Cavalier defense off them. They're pressing them pretty hard, and if they can't do that, their defense is going to be on the field a lot, and the defense is going to be taking some lumps.
We'll reset once again. What's at stake? First ever trip to the A-Conference title game for the Cavaliers. McDonogh trying to get back there. Winner of this one will face the winner of tomorrow's second semifinal, noon, Mount St. Joe hosting at Calvert Hall. The 2 winners get together Friday night, Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium in Annapolis. Of course, McDonogh trying to get back, Spalding trying to get there for the first time and claim their first ever A-Conference title. They are 24 minutes away from the title game, but they have work to do. And we pointed out in the regular season meeting that was won by Spalding. It was a lopsided game, 45-12, but the one place where it was competitive was the third quarter, in which McDonogh came out, scored 12 points, fought back into the game, ultimately came up short.
Yeah, and they won that third quarter 12-0.
Kicking off left to right, that ball not bouncing into the end zone. Instead, Brown will play it. He turns it upfield, past the 15, now trying to bounce it out again, past the 20, the 25, the 30. Brown's got a lot of room. Midfield, and he's finally forced out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. What a return from Tyler Brown before Caden Harris gets him out of bounds.
And we just found out why for 1.5 games the Eagles have been kicking it short.
No doubt. Finally decided to take a chance, thought maybe they had the wind with them, they could get it into the end zone. Instead, Brown caught it just before the goal line, and an amazing return all the way out to the opposing 40, call it 43. So let's say that is a 56-yard return for Tyler Brown to start this second half. 1st and 10, the throw out to the far sideline, and good gainer. Max Moss up to the 35.
Tackle by number 11, Santino Sanchez.
Gain of 8, and they pick up where they left off. 2nd and 2. Tempo again from the Cavaliers. Washington, this time the give to Sims. Sims plows forward. He's got the first down to the 30.
Sims on the carry, gain of 5. Tackle by number 15,
Sims
Isaiah
getting
Garrett, but not before Cavaliers.
Second level, good tackle by the linebacker, because there's a lot of space if he gets by him.
Isaiah Garrett bringing him down. Isaiah Garrett's had a busy day, but a lot of times it's been chasing somebody down. Throw into the flats, nowhere at all. Oh my gosh, how did he stay on his feet, Sims? It's going to be a loss on the play, but he actually got a yard or two back. Sims about to go down.
Sims ducked just to avoid the first tackle. That play really didn't have anything going for it. 3 Eagles were in the space.
Loss of 2, 2nd and 12. Stevenson was in the backfield trying to bring him down. He was able to get away. 3 receivers to the left. Washington in the shotgun. First possession of the second half, trying to add to a 27-6 lead. Washington's going to take a shot downfield. And it's caught for a touchdown. Well, Max Moss, the trifecta.
And there's your definition of Moss. I mean, the perfect name for him. This is a ball that I believe is underthrown a little bit. He just goes up and over a defender that's slipping, it looked like, and he grabbed it right from him.
I thought this was going to be intercepted, Nick. Oh, my word. On the third try, Max Moss gets it. Santino Sanchez in coverage. Third touchdown from Washington to Moss on the game. It's 33-6. What a day for Max Moss. Welch to add the extra point. Snap was high, but they were able to get it down. Welch.
Number 65, Cooper
Extra
Welch
point,
adds the
5
extra
tries
point.
tonight.
There was 10:30 remaining in the
34-6
third quarter.
with
The
a minute and
Cavaliers lead the
32
Eagles
gone
34-6.
in this third quarter.
And they just didn't miss a beat. They come out of halftime, and the offense is still clicking.
Phew. Max Moss over 100 yards. 3 touchdown catches tonight. You can see why it is that he keeps picking up D1 offers from all over the country. Max Moss is a problem. The Cavaliers are now up by 4 touchdowns early in this second half.
Truly backbreaking coming out of halftime for the Eagles.
And again, it's 5 consecutive touchdowns, 5 unanswered touchdowns for the Cavaliers as Claiborne get the
Number 30,
touchback.
Patrick Claiborne kicks it through the end zone.
Now
for a
McDonogh,
touchback.
who it wasn't that long ago that this was a 14-6 game. I mean, this was competitive. This was they were in it. Now they've got no choice. They're going to just have to go air it out, do everything they can. And with a young quarterback, you worry. Palazzo with 1 interception on the night. Now 12 touchdowns, 15 interceptions on the season. Of course, through 5 in the first meeting between these teams. They're going to be forced to go to the air. Green's in the backfield, but got to make good decisions if you're Palazzo. 1st and 10 from their own 20. Palazzo fakes the give, throws it over the middle. He's got his man. Sanchez, he's got a first down.
Number 21,
32.
Anthony Redburn.
Great play by Palazzo. He's got a man right in his face, stays in there, and gets the ball out.
John Johnson.
Need to see a little more of that.
Mark it at the 33, so a gain of 13. He connects with Santino Sanchez. Had a 100-yard game in the first meeting between these teams. Trying to get them that marker again tonight. McDonogh, no choice. They got to throw it. They don't have enough time. They need to score. They need short drives. Green goes in motion. Throw in the middle again. This time it's Exenor, and Exenor's got a first down up to the 48.
Number 12, Jefferson.
A couple of nice looking plays to start this possession for the Eagles.
Tackled by number 7.
Yeah, and they're attacking the middle of the field, which they need to do to free up that outside space. It's open. They just have not chose to go to it. And both completions on this drive, both first downs, both in the middle of the field.
1st and 10 from the 48. 28 yards and 2 passing plays to start the drive. Green again goes in motion, and again they go right back to the middle. Sanchez trying to get around the corner, cannot. Good job.
11,
Just getting the shoestring from Jones.
Taken down by 25, Elijah Jones. Second down.
Just managing to get that right foot. It's gain of 5, or we'll call it 4, to the 48-yard line of Spalding into Cavaliers territory. 3 for 3 so far on the drive for Palazzo. Palazzo make it 4 for 4 as he goes back to Exenor, but Exenor's got nowhere to go.
Still not allowing that.
Number 12, Exenor Jr.
Over to the flat.
Again, it's Jones over on the tackle. Elijah
Tackle
Jones.
by number 25, Elijah Jones.
So 3rd and, say, 6. 3rd and 6. They got to get up to the 43-yard line in order to keep this drive going. Palazzo's 4 for 4 so far. The last 2 have been short. Green again in motion. They're going to go to Green out of the backfield. Green spins, eludes the first man, gets down close. It's going to be a yard or 2 short. It'll be 4th and short. I'll mark it at the 44, so they need a yard. Might be more like we'll call it a yard. They need 1. 4th and 1.
It's a good effort by Green right there to fight through and make it as close as he can, but this becomes a very important down for the Eagles right now.
So the question becomes, you haven't run the ball well at all tonight. Are you running the ball here? Green is in the backfield. 4th and 1. Got to get the 43. Palazzo in the shotgun. Trying to keep McDonogh in it. They're going to throw. Palazzo throws underneath, and it's a first down. Caden Harris.
Wow, there's 2 wide receivers up there.
Sanchez, yes, nearly jumped in front of it. Caden Harris behind. They get 2. In fact, they might have gotten 3. Yeah, they get 3 yards. So 1st and 10 from the 41. That's a great point, Nick. Sanchez ended up nearly being a friendly fire situation.
Yeah.
He nearly ruined that because I don't know that he would have had the first down if he had caught that ball.
Yeah, and I wasn't quite sure if it was caught because both guys ran about the same route, about 3 yards away from each other.
And they're going to hand it off to Green. He gets a yard.
1 yard on the Green carry.
A couple of players in on that tackle, including Isaiah Garrett. Damian Wilburn. Sorry, of course it's Damian Wilburn. I said Isaiah Garrett. He was number 15 for the other team. Damian Wilburn in on the tackle.
Eagles got to keep attacking on the seams in the middle, in between the linebackers and safeties. It's probably their best drive since the second drive of the day where they had the long scoring drive.
77-yard touchdown drive. So far, Palazzo 6 for 6 on this drive. Green again in motion. Palazzo throws it back to the middle, and Sanchez. That space has been there on this drive. Sanchez right at about the first down marker. It looks like they're going to give it to him.
Number 11, Santino Sanchez.
Yeah, Sanchez just running a drag as Exenor clears him out through the slot. And when they're bringing the linebackers on the blitz, they're abandoning in the middle of the field.
Hopeness was there to bring him down, but indeed, they get the first down. Gain of 9, up 31. So 7 for 7 now on this possession is Palazzo. He has looked sharp.
One thing that is hurting, they do not score quickly. This has been a long drive.
That's a great point. Down by 4 scores. They're not going to have time for 4 long drives. Handoff to Sanchez. Sanchez able to get going forward. It didn't look like it was going anywhere. Instead, it's about 8 yards.
Give Exenor some credit, too. He's dragging his
by
teammate.
21, Sean Johnson.
Watch this. Sanchez, first contact was out at the 30.
Look at Exenor with the assist.
That's a great point. He really is taking him with him for another 7 or 8 yards. He's got an injured Eagle down on the turf, and it might be Sanchez. Indeed it is. Santino Sanchez still down at about 22, and he'll receive some attention. 5:16 to play in this third quarter. A conference semifinal. Spalding, 34-6 lead over McDonogh. Glenn Clark, Nick Testoni with you from Whittles Field. The Cavaliers try to avenge the semifinal loss a year ago to McDonogh. The rain still has held up after it rained all day, and with more rain than forecast, Sanchez able to leave the field under his own power. You love to see that. Rain has held up. I was talking with Kyle Schmidt about their preparations for the rain. He said they ran wet ball drills this week, but they didn't really talk about it. They didn't really think about it. They just sort of focused on playing football, doing things they wanted to do. So far, wasn't worth running too much as far as rain preparation.
Let's see where the Eagles lean on. Exenor was the go-to guy this entire,
Sanchez
yes.
was. Second and short, lob towards the end zone. Not enough on it, and intercepted. All that work on that drive, and in one play, Trent Gillis puts an end to it. The interception.
And when Sanchez left the field, they go to Exenor, and it's just underthrown. He's got a man rushing to his face.
Gillis with the easy pick.
Flag on the play.
Ooh. Did not see the flag. McDonogh might get bailed out here. Indeed they will. So, take the interception off the books. First down for McDonogh.
Penalty against the Cavaliers. First down, Eagles.
Was a personal foul.
Yeah, must have been a roughing the passer. Although we have a different player down. It's Robinson who's down.
Wonder if there's contact to Palazzo's head.
Mason Robinson. Boy, you hate to see that. One of the best players in the A conference. He's able to get up, leave the field under his own power as well. So that's the good news. It'll be first down from the 10-yard line. Hard to tell from here if the ball is spotted right at the 10 or just outside the 10. It looks like it's spotted just outside the 10, but the marker appears to be the goal line. So it looks like they're saying first and goal.
Trying to see if Santino Sanchez has come back out on the field.
I don't see him out there. And that's Luke Miller to the right. I don't think he is. Two receivers to either side. Palazzo, so 7 for 7 on the drive. Back to throw, throws it out to the left side, and Harris grabs it. Forward progress and mark him at about the 6.
Number 4, Keaton Harris.
Second and goal.
It's obviously 4-down territory. They need to get a touchdown here. Just what they can draw up will be interesting.
A little too much on that pass.
Yeah.
If he can get it in there with a bit more zip, then perhaps Harris has the opportunity to try to get a couple of yards, get a bit closer to the end zone. There's the answer to your question. Sanchez back out there for the Eagles.
He's been the go-to guy. Now, they are going to get, now on the far side of the field, a lot of space on this near side with Exenor one-on-one.
Second and goal. Palazzo. Oh, under pressure. Palazzo heaves it towards the back of the end zone, just throwing it away. Living to fight for another day as he was in trouble. Free runner, and Gio Boone's going to think about that one for a minute. He should have had him.
That was a good job by Palazzo to evade the sack. That would have been disaster. And then even better to just throw it away.
Third and goal. As Nick just mentioned, almost certainly it would be insane for it not to be 4-down territory.
Well, they've had zero luck running.
Time to jingle those
and I just don't think that's where they'll go here.
Down.
But now with the condensed field and they've been running a lot of plays close to the line of scrimmage, it makes it very difficult.
Palazzo, again, two receivers to either side. Palazzo rolls to his right. Palazzo towards the end zone. It's broken up.
Pass incomplete.
Intended for Exenor.
Yeah, this is interesting because they have a route running into Exenor.
Broken up by 21.
Sean Johnson on the coverage.
Is that Wilson?
Got that a freshman defensive back in coverage on the top receiver.
Great job by him. I just find it very interesting they had a route running into where that play was going, essentially bringing over an extra defender. So it really got congested over there. You'd think Exenor, you'd like to have him all by himself one-on-one.
Fourth and goal from the 6. Any hope for McDonogh finding their way back into this game? They're going to have to convert here. Boy, a flag comes out. Did the clock expire?
Flag on the play.
Or
penalty against the Eagles.
Yeah.
They're going to be backed up. Play clock must have expired.
That just cannot happen here.
Should go without saying, but you're 100% right. It's disastrous. And you understand it's an important play. You want to make sure you have the right call. You want to make sure everybody's on the same page. But, jeez, now you got to try to convert. Fourth and goal from the 11.
Like I said, everything they've been doing has been really close to the line of scrimmage, but now down here with the short field, it makes it even easier for the Cavaliers. They don't have to worry at all about getting burned over the top.
Exenor is their go-to receiver in these situations. Palazzo lobs it to the opposite side, and there was contact, and the flag's going to come out on Jones. Jones in coverage on Sanchez, and you know what? I think that's a good call.
Just face guarding him.
Didn't look back for the ball. Grabbed him.
I hate to say this to the execution of McDonogh, but this is probably the best thing they could have hoped for. I don't know if how many plays they have that can get him 11 yards to the goal line. This will set him up nicely.
So, it'll be half the distance. New set of downs, 1st and goal. A lot of time has come off on this drive. 6+ minutes so far. And as we pointed out, math doesn't work. Math does not work to get 3 more 6+ minute drives before this game is over. 1st and goal. Palazzo to throw. Palazzo's arm hit. It's incomplete. 2nd down. Looking for Sanchez.
Incomplete.
Jones in coverage.
Turnover on down.
That was not a 1st down. They didn't call that. Oh my. Well, I got to admit, I'm more than a little bit confused here. I guess the penalty wasn't on the coverage.
So it wasn't an automatic 1st down.
So, because of that, I have to apologize. We assumed that the penalty was on the coverage. It must have not been, and so it was not an automatic 1st down, and that was 4th and goal. So our apologies here in the booth. Spalding gets it back. And that might be about it.
Down by number 7,
There's still time, but I don't know if there's enough time. Wow, that was a critical play.
I'm almost left speechless. I really didn't realize it was 4th down. But now, I mean, that changes. It was already looking bleak, and that's pretty much.
Gain of 5 on 1st down. Now Spalding will go to work on the clock. Try to ice this thing away. Start thinking about a trip to Annapolis on Friday night. Sims gains 4. It'll be 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1 from the 14. We're going to time out before that.
Now, I will point out, can't say it's impossible. McDonogh, the 2 touchdowns they scored in the regular season meeting were long, quick touchdowns to Exeter.
That's a good point.
But we just haven't seen anything like that tonight from them.
Well, Spalding can put together a drive here and suck up maybe the rest of this 3rd quarter, get this thing into the 4th. That'll be about that. So we have another injured Eagle. And starting to be a bit of a battle of attrition. The defense has been out there tonight for a while. Been asked to do a lot. They trail 34-6 for Spalding. Just keep that clock moving. Keep the clock running. Try to march on. And finally back up to his feet. That's Elijah Crawford. And he will be able to leave the field under his own power as well. Part of that outstanding defensive line for McDonogh. It's been their best unit all season. Crawford, Walker, Stevenson, Mason Robinson. A couple of future Big Ten players in there. 3rd and 1. Washington gives it. Sims through, 1st down. He's still on his feet. Out past. And out towards the 20.
Carry up the middle for
Akeem Sims. Look at this image right here. He gets through, 3 guys on him. All 3 Eagles are on the ground, and he's still standing. That is just unbelievable. What an image.
Stood up right at about the 20. 1st down. Clock continues to move. I think they want to start snapping the ball a little bit later, but that's just not how they operate. Washington's going to take a deep shot. He's got his man Newton. Newton not able to bring it down. Washington wasn't able to lead him a little bit more on the pass. He had a step on Finney. Newton had to come back to it. Couldn't bring it in.
Yeah, like you said, just a bit underthrown, and Newton tries to go and high point it.
Oh, it was there, though.
Yeah.
Instead, 2nd and 10, back at the 20.
Yeah, they don't like to snap it later, and they do not like to settle for small yardage.
So 2nd and 10. Washington will hand it off. Sims to his left. Sims up past the 25. Stood up at about 27 and driven back, so it'll be 3rd and 3.
7 yards on the carry by number 6, Hakeem Sims.
It's nice to be able to run the ball for 7 yards when you're faced at 2nd and 10.
It is, and it's starting to get a little. Sims refuses to go down, first of all, and last couple of times there's been a lot of pushing and shoving afterwards.
Noah Ongst in there on the tackle. Again, a give to Sims. Again, going to his left. 1st down, up to about 35. Boy, Sims is running hard in this second half. He has come to life after they were struggling to run the ball a little bit in the first half.
Now we got an injured Cavalier.
Then, so start thinking about next Friday night. A conference championship matchup. Try to be as healthy as you can be. They had been very fortunate health-wise throughout the season. A week ago, they had the flu bug come through. Left them a bit depleted. That meeting against Mount St. Joe. It could be Mount St. Joe again next week. Obviously, they still got work to do tonight. Make sure they get there. Don't want to think too far ahead.
You're looking at Hakeem Sims, who just gets better and better. He gets stronger as the game goes throughout. Just a quick, not huge, but man, is he powerful in between the tackles. Carried the ball 39 times in the regular season against McDonogh.
How about Max Moss?
The trio of touchdowns from Max Moss. Just R.J. Newton, who becomes like the 3rd option. Kaufman.
What a night it's been for Max Moss. 3 receiving touchdowns. Over 100 yards tonight. It's been unbelievable.
Caden Leonard was just helped off to the sideline.
Thank you. 1:59 to play in the 3rd quarter. Spalding has put together a couple of 1st downs. Taking the ball over inside their own 10. 35. Washington underneath. Lots of room here. Kaufman up to the 40. Out of bounds at about the 41. Gain of 6.
Washington pass complete. Number 18, Jameson
Good
Kaufman.
job. Washington looking down the field, and
Forced
they'll
out of
just check
bounds
it
by
down.
number
He
6,
did his read.
Zachary Moore.
A lot of room for Kaufman to move.
He's forced out of bounds over on that far sideline by Zach Moore. 2nd and 4. Washington gives to Sims. Sims the 1st down, up to about midfield. And actually into McDonogh territory.
Just so fun to watch.
Tackle by 21, Anthony Redfern.
He gets great blocking here. Kaufman. Got a guard downfield.
Gavin Laup, the freshman in there. Bulldozing his way. Another injured Eagle. This time, looks like it's Anthony Redfern, the linebacker, who's still down on the turf. 1:29 remaining in the 3rd. Spalding has scored 34 unanswered points. If you weren't with us back in the first half, and actually our apologies, we know there was a bit of an audio issue back in the first half, but McDonogh struck first on their second drive of the game, put together a 77-yard touchdown drive, and it looked like they were game for the challenge of trying to upset the top seed in the semifinals in consecutive years. But from that point, it has been all Cavaliers.
A couple mistakes on special teams, and really the kickoff with 31 seconds left in the first half seemed to be the real gut punch.
Now Spalding trying to run out the clock, and they've got the right guy to go about doing that.
9 yards.
Hakeem Sims.
By number 6.
9 more.
Getting great push from
Tackle
the
by number
O-line.
6, Zachary Moore.
2nd and 1. Just short of the 1st down. Gets up to the 40.
Sims will come off and take a breather.
I didn't know he did that, if I was being totally honest with you. I thought he just took a breather on the field. Gavin Scruggs, the senior. Washington Throws it out wide to the near sideline. Connects with R.J. Newton. He's driven out of bounds. Right around the 30-yard line. Another first down for the Cavaliers.
But not before a Cavalier.
Just a classic connection between those two.
Finney swings him out of bounds. You can see the frustration setting in for the Eagles. Defensively, they've been worn down. Now Scruggs plows forward, finds a few yards.
Number 14,
3.
Nice cut by Scruggs there. Paul Sweeney from the cornerback came flying through the hole. Just a nice move to get anything. Could have been brought down in the backfield there.
And Cavaliers will not have to snap the ball again before the end of the quarter, although they're lining up like they're gonna. And Washington indeed takes the snap. He's looking to throw towards the end zone. Can he find a fourth? No, that one's broken up. And that's how the third quarter comes to a close. Could you imagine?
Incomplete.
Sanchez was not having it.
So we go to quarter number 4. Spalding in front, 34-6. You're watching the MIAA A Conference semifinals.
As you walk these halls, you'll find innovation, charity, adventure, creativity, endurance, guidance, and if you let them, these halls will take you anywhere.
A pajama party tonight here at Whittles Field. Spalding students showing up in their Christmas morning pajamas, rocking out the Mariah Carey. And they are feeling it with their team in front, 34-6, 12 minutes away from a first ever trip to the A Conference Championship game. Glenn Clark, Nick Testoni with you. Third down. Cavaliers. 3rd and 7. Washington throwing it out to the right side. He's got his man. He's got another first down. And who else would it be but Max Moss?
Just a comeback route. A long throw on the far hash, but good hands, went up, got the football, secures it, first down.
Needed 7, got 8. 1st and 10 from the 15. Cavaliers trying to ice this one away. Scruggs right up the gut. Scruggs! How about that for the senior? Gavin Scruggs, 15-yard touchdown run. And the route is on.
Just a halfback draw, gets the second level, stays low, doesn't let any weak hits take him off his feet, and he finishes the run off with a great touchdown run for the senior.
6th touchdown run of the season for Gavin Scruggs. Cavaliers on top 40-6 with the extra point pending. Welch. That one bounces to him, but they're able to get the kick away anyway. He puts it through. 41-6. With 11:28 remaining here in the 4th quarter. And the Cavaliers have extinguished any hope, legitimate hope, of a McDonogh comeback. What a performance.
Yeah, they did a great job of taking care of business, like we talked about earlier. They knew they had to exercise the demons from a year ago. They were prepared if they got down. Last week was the test. They got down 14. Well, this week they only got down 6, and they answered 41 unanswered.
Unbelievable. Now the clock runs as we hit a 35-point differential. That is the rule. You get up by 35 or more, the clock runs, other than a timeout. Of course, if McDonogh were to go down and score, they could stop the clock, but probably going to be too little too late. And what a night here at Whittles Field. Claiborne's kickoff into the end zone for a touchback. And it's looking more and more like, for the first time ever, Spalding will play for an A-Conference crown next Friday night, just down the street in Annapolis at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. Again, the second semifinal is tomorrow at noon. Mount St. Joe hosting Calvert Hall. Should be a great game. Obviously, Mount St. Joe, the 2 seed, just played against Spalding last week. Cavaliers fell behind early, but ultimately came away with the win. Cavaliers holding wins over both teams during the regular season, but that won't matter when we get to Friday night. Clock ticks all the way down underneath 10 minutes. Palazzo under center. What a season it's been for Braden Palazzo. He gets this one out quickly to Green in the flat. Green turns it upfield, 25 all the way up to 30 and a first down.
Number 2.
Good sidestep by Green after getting a block, and they're able to pick up a good first down gain.
Down by number 16, Keyshawn Flowers.
Boy, everything
sticks, actually,
that Hakeem Soule and his staff have seen from their freshman quarterback. They got to be very excited about the future of McDonogh football with that young man at the helm, Braden Palazzo. 1st and 10 as we go under 9 minutes to play from their own 30. Palazzo again has to throw, throws it underneath. That one's low, incomplete, intended for Sanchez.
Incomplete. Coverage on the play by number 16, Keyshawn Flowers.
Again, even with the incomplete pass, the clock will continue to run because of the score differential. It has been a festive atmosphere tonight at Whittles Field.
Well, for the Eagles, last time they played, they kind of hung in there, put together a great third quarter. They get off to a slow start. Today they get off to a fast start, and pretty much
it's not able to keep it up.
No, after those 6 points, it's just been all downhill. Nothing really clicking. Crucial mistakes and bad moments. And
Palazzo, Green in motion. He'll roll to his right, and he is going to be brought down. P.J. Pokeness.
Yeah, there's about 6 defenders, all at Palazzo, nowhere to go. They're trying to roll him out to his right, and the throw wasn't there. They came on the edge, and
you got seniors playing for the final time here at Whittles Field, like Scruggs and now Pokeness, and you can see these are very meaningful moments. Pokeness with the sack after Scruggs had the touchdown. 7.5 to play. Second down. 2nd and 20. Palazzo into the flat.
Stood up.
Only a gain of a couple.
Reception by number 2, Chase Green. Tackle by 25.
Chase Green gets, see if they'll give him maybe 1 yard.
Well, it just feels like Spalding has just been inevitable. It's almost like McDonough's just been fighting off what was expected to come this entire time, and now these last couple drives have been the epitome of it.
And they're just going to choose to punt, wave the white flag here on 4th down, accept their fate. And you understand Kakinos gets the punt off, probably his best punt of the night. And it'll be down to just shy of midfield. The Cavaliers will take over. When they snap the ball, they'll be under 6 minutes to play. And they are well on their way. It is an awesome, electric atmosphere. And Nick, you just keep thinking about how things went a year ago. And everyone involved with that has been thinking about it for the last 12 months. They've had to stew on it. They've had to be reminded of how it happened and the release that they have felt in the second half tonight. And the job's not done. They got another game to play. They got another game to go try to win to be champions. But the release that they have experienced here in the second half, knowing they are on their way to their first ever A-Conference title game.
Got a quarterback change.
It'll be a handoff to Scruggs. And a gain of about 5. And the new quarterback for the Cavaliers is Dom Bonacisi,
Tackled by number 3,
the junior. So far this season, he's attempted just 4 passes, 2 for 4 on the year. And imagine he's probably not going to be throwing a ton.
No. But good to get him some snaps for the Cavaliers, like you said, after it ended last year. This has been a team on a mission since the first game of the year. And for 9 straight games after the opener, they've been dominant. They went undefeated in conference. Like you said, job's not finished, but this team is on a mission to avenge last season.
Scruggs again. Maybe a yard or 2 there. Bring up 3rd and 3. What a team this is. What a group. What a season it's been. Bonacisi looking over to the sideline. For the players who were part of it a year ago, you can only imagine what this means to them.
Especially with their last game here.
They will not forget.
No. You have your senior game, but the last game is the one you remember.
Especially with it being so important, given the stakes. 3rd and 3. Bonacisi again hands it off to Scruggs. Scruggs plows forward. He's got the first down.
Up the middle for a gain of 4. Tackled by number 3.
They took Akeem Sims out.
Touchdown.
See him down on the sideline. You don't know if he could have gone back in if they would have needed him to. Obviously, it's the right choice to say, nope, you're not going back in because we don't need you to. As long as he's okay. Going to feel good about their chances in the title game. 1st and 10 from the 37. Scruggs again to his left. Scruggs breaks through, gets about 6 more down to the 31.
Gain of 4. Correction, gain of 7. Tackled by number 12.
Scruggs running well in his time here. Getting some good holes, running hard. Obviously has the touchdown.
For McDonogh, the season's going to finish, they're going to finish 4-7 on the year, but the story is we're talking about their young quarterback, what's ahead. Their top 2 receivers are back next year with them. Scruggs ducks through the first couple of would-be tacklers, plows ahead for another first down to the 25.
Should be give credit to that D-line, too. A couple of guys. Mason Robinson on a fantastic career.
Yeah.
Going to play.
Well said.
Northwestern.
Tamaris Walker as well, a senior. Sean Stevenson, a senior. Veteran D-line. Really great players. We had tremendous careers at McDonogh.
Going on to do great things.
No doubt about it. Scruggs again. Scruggs pushes forward. Gain of about 4.
Scruggs on the carry, gain of 4.
As they keep
taken down by
running the time off the clock.
Walker.
Running towards Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. Friday night, 7:30 will be kickoff time for the championship game as the Cavaliers will look for their first ever A-Conference title and to complete what has been a magical season. Taking all the time they can off the clock now. They don't want McDonogh to see the ball again, getting close to the territory where they can start taking knees. They pick up 1 more first down. Knees will do it. Scruggs to his left. Scruggs, he's got the first down. That'll do it.
Yeah, 14 on the carry by Scruggs.
Gavin Scruggs has been awesome as the closer for the Cavaliers. And they don't need to run another play. Now the interesting part is you got some backups in. Do you let them run another play to try to let somebody have a moment here? Bonacisi comes over. I said they don't need to run another play. They need to snap it. They don't need to run the ball. They can take a knee if they want to.
Looks like they're lined up in victory formation with the running back being about 10 yards back.
Yep.
And the magic number goes down to 1. 1 more game for these Cavaliers.
Bonacisi goes to a knee. They'll have to do it one more time. 41 unanswered points tonight from Spalding after they fell behind early. An awesome, dominant performance. Bonacisi will put the exclamation point on as he drops to a knee, and then the party will really be on here at Whittles Field.
1 more knee from Bonacisi.
That's it. Archbishop Spalding, a 10th straight win. They improved to 10-1 on the year. And for the first time in program history, the Cavaliers will play for an MIAA A-Conference title this Friday night at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium in Annapolis. Archbishop Spalding defeats McDonogh 41-6 in the A-Conference semifinals. And the party is on here at Archbishop Spalding. For McDonogh, they finished the season 4-7. Spalding avenges a heartbreaking semifinal loss a year ago with a 41-6 dominant victory here tonight. Nick Testoni, some final thoughts from you.
They did everything they needed to do. They were the more complete team. They've been the favorite almost all year. They took care of business, and now they get to enjoy Saturday and see who they're facing on next Friday.
That's right. Tomorrow at noon, Calvert Hall, Mount St. Joe for the right to face Spalding Friday night in the title game. I want to thank all of you for joining us tonight for our broadcast. Thanks to the staff here at Archbishop Spalding for making it possible. The entire Paul Surreal Media team for being a part of it. Archbishop Spalding is on to the A-Conference championship game for the first time in school history. For the entire crew, I am Glenn Clark. Your final score tonight, the Cavaliers 41, McDonogh 6. You've been watching Archbishop Spalding football.